we're going to have fun talking about family, marriage,
Yes.
and life in general.
Absolutely.
So you are very welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to be here.
You're welcome. If you can maybe introduce yourself to your friends, to our friends, please.
What's 1, 2, 3. What's up, beautiful people? So it's the awesome Sapons here today. My name is Steven Sapon, and this is my beautiful wife,
Esther Sapon.
And we're from the Awesome Sapons YouTube channel. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. So how was your day?
Oh man, as usual, as a married man, my day is filled with responsibilities. I know it's very different from being single. You know, I wake up during the weekend and it was all me. I could do whatever I wanted, but since I have had my beautiful wife, it's been refreshing waking up to see her and also having to plan a day with a wife instead of doing it alone. So my day is filled with responsibilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. How about you?
It's been great. It's been.
I
it's
think
been
what is
awesome.
good for him is good for you.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Happy wife, happy life.
I was excited when my wife said she wanna join us, but unfortunately with kids and daycare being closed on the weekends, so she was not able to join. But next time, I hope she'll be able to join us so we can have fun talking about, some of our journey up to now.
Absolutely.
It's interesting, but it's also cool to remember, what's happened maybe a few years ago. Mm-hmm. You just got married, right?
Oh, we just got married.
For us, it's a long story.
Wow.
It's a long story, bro. We've been married for since 2015.
Oh, wow.
So that's almost 8 years. Yeah. But it's fun. It's amazing, having a kid, watching your kids grow up. It's so amazing. I'm telling you.
Wow.
So you are in a God plan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like to say that. Marriage is not a man-made plan. It's a God plan. Because if you don't see it that way, you may, there's a lot going on, but it's not anybody's plan. Marriage it's a holy thing. That's how I see it. So God himself God himself enjoyed to see people get married.
Right.
That's why when the people separate, it doesn't look good to our Father.
Right.
So I saw some of your video. It's so amazing. And
thank you.
yeah, I hope we're gonna be able to talk about it.
Absolutely, yes.
Today, but if I don't want to wait, what your experience so far? How is it going?
Man, it's so different from being single, and it's exciting, that's for sure. Yeah. It is exciting in the way that, when you're before getting into marriage, you anticipate all these fun stuff, and you're going to have a wife where you can do all these things with and this and that. And it's very different in the sense that it is more grounding. It grounds you as a man. It kind of gives you a purpose. It shifts your purpose.
It teaches you discipline.
It teaches you discipline.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes, it makes you realize that there's more to life than just setting goals and hitting targets and stuff like that. There's a beautiful part of life, which is joining yourself to a beautiful wife, setting goals together as a unit, and also having like marital bliss, which is the nice things that come along with having a partner, that understands you and understands God. So
that's number one.
That is number one. Yeah. And in my experience personally, it's been amazing because I married my wife who loves God. And for me, I was a Christian, but I wasn't that much of a Christian.
Committed that much.
I wasn't committed that much like she was.
So you're lucky then.
Yeah, I'll go to her and she's blasting worship songs and praise songs, praising the Lord. And I was like, to have a young lady that invested in God was very good. It shifted my perspective on what marriage could be. And when I got into it, trust me, I love every second of it. Every day with her is amazing. So if you're watching me, you're not married. Rethink it.
There's a passage in the Bible that says when you lose a woman when you marry a wrong woman, you lose like your fortune, something like that.
Right. Yes.
So if you marry your right woman, your life is going to be perfect.
Exactly.
So actually, I understand what you say, because when you get married, you gotta have to leave some like part of yourself, like she's gonna do again as well, and then you're gonna like you bring your half, she bring her half, and then you put them together. You make one more. So that's what it is.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
And the Bible also says, let me chip this in, that a man will leave his household, his mom and dad, join himself to a woman. It also says in a part of the Bible that he who finds wife finds a good thing and has found favor in the sight of the Lord. So it teaches us that you can worship God all you want, but once you find a good wife, you found favor in the sight of the Lord. So that is the peace that brings favor to a Christian, and that is really powerful. That's something I think we overlook. We don't really pay attention to that. So that's also one thing that comes from marriage. That is very good.
Yeah. Before I go to my favorite question, what do you think
about marriage?
Yeah, so far. What?
It's been a bliss.
It's been a blessing.
Yeah, it's been grace. So it's kind of like we share our house chores together. Let's say before we got married or before I met him, I had to do everything by myself in the house, like ironing my clothes and everything. But now I have somebody, and then he chooses to do part of it for me, and I also do the rest of it.
That's cool.
And it's been great.
That's cool.
You have to share your bedding.
So if you look your friends, I don't know if you found it like I found it myself. A lot of people doesn't like to be married at this time.
Right.
A lot of people be like, no, I can't be married, it's tough, it's hard, I can't make it, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it. How did you decide to be like, hey, let's do it?
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay, so the truth of the matter is, we didn't just meet each other and then spoke about marriage. It was a journey. So it was a whole journey from being strangers, getting to know who we are, and then getting married. The whole process was the first year to a year and a half. It was like finding our differences, trying to match what we like, what we don't like, and stuff like that. And then when it was time to get married, it just came organically. Okay. It was like, well, babe, I think it's time to get married. It's like, hell yeah, I was also thinking about it. The part of it that is tough is that if you look at statistics, the average, say, cost of getting married in America is like $33,000, right? People don't see marriage as a partnership or as joining yourself to somebody. They rather see it as having to create all these lavish things, bringing together a cocktail, meals, buffet, stuff like that. That is what they think about first when they get to marriage. So it scares them away. They tend to tell you, oh, I'm not prepared yet. oh, it takes a lot of money to get married. Oh, I don't think I'm ready yet. But the truth is, nobody's ready for marriage.
You'll never be ready until you decide to do it.
Until you decide to do it. And that is what people don't realize. You're never ready. So we're not like the richest of people, but togetherness is more powerful than people think. If two people think about something and plan to go a direction, and their aim and focus is towards that direction, it is more powerful than anything money can do. Right? It's more powerful than anything. And once we got into it, we realized that what was money? It wasn't about money at all.
Right.
Like, it was just about the happiness, the love. Yes.
Yeah.
The love, the institution of marriage, how happy we are with each other, and our goals, our dreams, and stuff like that. So we realized that money was not even a factor at all. Like, the moment of us getting married was everything.
Yeah. Myself, I thought it this way. Everybody has a blessing, right? Everybody has what God made for him, right? You have what God decided to give you in your journey until you go to the heaven, right?
Yeah.
She has the same, right?
Yes.
So when you get married, that's how I saw it. That's how I processed it before I get married. I was like, oh, so I'm trying to fight this life by myself. I can only do that much, right?
Yeah.
She has something too, huh? How if we put those two together?
Yes.
Yeah.
See?
That's a perfect way to look at it. That's a perfect way to look at it.
So,
because I use us as an example, right? So I'm artsy. I like art. I like to create stuff like that. And she's driven. When you put something in front of her and tell her this is the goal, she's relentless. She will stop at nothing to get there, right? So it's like, when I create art and we want to reach a certain target, I know what I'm good at, she knows what she's good at. I know what I'm blessed with, she knows what she's blessed with. We bring it together and we're making magic. So that goes to your point that we individually have things we're blessed with, and when we come together, we can make the world go round.
Absolutely.
What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's 100% true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Wow.
I remember when I was in Ghana, my pastor used to say, we don't use money to get married. I laughed at it because I was like, but if you don't have money, how can you get married?
Yeah.
But I now understand him, like what he said, that you don't need money to get married. Once both of you agree to get married, if you present it to God, He's going to help you out with it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's all about what do you prioritize first, and then what are you planning to do in the future. Most people don't just sit down and think of how my 20 years to come will look like. If people will think about it, they'll be, oh, I have to get married.
Right.
Because in your 60s, you'll be like, oh, I don't even have kids who can even help me to do anything, you know. So what did I do in all these 60 years, you know? Because you see, you're gonna find yourself alone.
Yes.
Nobody alone.
Yeah.
Because everybody is doing their stuff. You old already. You can't even go out and have fun.
Right.
Exactly.
So what are you gonna do then?
Exactly.
But if you have kids, they're gonna be with you. You're gonna at least enjoy what they do. You know. But unfortunately, life doesn't teach us those type of knowledge right now. You know, everything is kind of, it's hard, you cannot do that, you know, don't worry about it, everybody failed, you cannot do that, you know.
Yeah.
But we cannot do anything if God cannot, if God doesn't help us. We can do anything because God will decide to be on our side. You know?
Correct.
So Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats. Yeah, I think 2025 is going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be massive.
I'm very sure you have a lot of plan right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have a lot of plan. I remember when
ready. We are ready for 2025.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a lot in the works.
Yeah, I remember when it was I was just getting married, me and my wife. Just if I can give you this short story.
Okay.
So I came here 2015 from Burundi. She went to study in India. So that was 2013, right? 2015, I went back to Burundi, and she went back to Burundi so we can get married. Then she went back to school. I came back here. But I'm telling you, you were so lucky to be married and stay together since the beginning. I was here by myself for 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
And she was there for herself. I'm telling you, Race, you gotta be committed, I told you about
the story, yes.
People will, they will try to convince you that you are so stupid, you cannot do this, you can't trust her, she's not even here,
Wow.
I'm telling you. But
most of them are Christians, if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
And instead of them motivating you or trying to encourage you to enjoy marital bliss, even though the distance is wide, they'll try to separate you. They'll tell you, dude, you don't look at this environment, like how can you live here alone? It's going to get cold, like people are having fun, Yeah. But then they go to church and pray. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you act or give such an advice, a worldly advice to somebody who's married in the Lord and then go to church afterwards? Like, what's the correlation there?
Yeah. Hey, the guy who was trying to, all his family are like pastor. He come from a very Christian community, Christian family. But he was trying to tell me, hey, I know, because he was studying in India before he came to US. And his brother was still over there. So he told me, hey, I know India, bro. I was there. I know what they do.
Oh my goodness. Try to just...
I've done it. I know what it is. Bro, don't even think about her.
What?
I'm like, hey, I'm a Christian.
Right.
Okay? I'm not going to introduce this fight. If she doesn't like me, she will introduce that herself.
Right.
I trust God and I'm all the way in. Bro, she will say, hey, bro, you crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm crazy, of course. But I mean, I knew it's gonna happen before I get married, like yourself. Before you do that, you already know, because you have seen it, you heard about it. Yeah. So before you even decide to do that, there's gonna be some challenge. So yeah, it happened. After 2 years, she was able to come over. So, but before even she come over, I was able to go visit her in India. Then I saw all those guys he was talking about. So me and my wife, we went to visit his brother. All those guys. They came over to the airport when I show up. Because they all from, at least in Rwanda, Congo, in East Africa. So they kind of know each other. So they all came over to see him. I was like, oh, these are the guys he was talking about. But I found out he was just trying to discourage me.
Right. Right.
Because after all, I trust in my wife. We can't grow up together in the same city. We went to the same church. So I knew her, she knew me. Like, it was hard to just separate from just those type of information. So her friend told me, bro, you're lucky to have her name is Mystic. You're lucky to have a Mystic. She's the only girl in this country who doesn't go to the bar, go to the club, don't do this. I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Wow.
So yeah, it's gonna happen. But it's still happening now. So
it does.
Happening now.
It does. Yeah, it does.
But we can only win by God's grace. So
absolutely,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Man, kudos to you. I want to say you are very you took the right path, not to listen to them.
Bro, I agree, bro.
Because similar thing happened between me and my wife. So before we were going to get married, she had a call, and she was like, "Oh, I don't think that guy really likes you. I don't think that guy really," trying to break trust. And I remember hearing the call when she called me. She was like, "Oh, this is what I've heard." I was so fuming. I guess you were patient. I wasn't patient. I just wanted to make some calls and beat some people. I couldn't sit down for like 10 minutes. I was walking around. I was pacing. I was like, "Babe, who said that? Just give me the number right now." And he said, "Oh, there was this guy you went to the gym." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know we're a Christian, but I said, that midget, I'm gonna beat his head with." I was so mad. And
you can say it.
That's how the devil works, though.
Yeah, and trust me, if I had seen him, I would have not been here. I would have probably been in jail. And that is how the devil works, just as my wife said.
That's true.
Because they feed this info and then break what God wants to put together,
Right.
and everything becomes distorted. Right. You remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh. Shoot, and one good thing is, God said, if he who finds a good wife has found a good thing. She is very good. She heard that and she called me and she was calming me down. She was like, "I know I've heard it, but I know you.
Yeah.
I know you're not that type of a guy." Wow. I'm like, "Babe, I know I'm not that type of a guy. Just relax with that. Let me find the person and whoop them, and then we can talk about that." It's like, "No, don't do that. I love you. God is here by our side. Let's just forget about those." Consoled me, and I think the partner you find, just as you found Mystic, just as I found her, the partner you find really, really influences your decisions on certain things and moves you towards the right direction.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah.
I pray God can help us, and especially in this country.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I was reading on average how many how many divorce like in 12 months. The minimum is like 80 years of marriage. Let me show you that.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, how? But guess what? We're not the first one. I was so surprised to see Qatar. Average. Let me see that. I don't wanna be wrong. Okay, US. Okay, next. Okay, right here. In the US, the average marriage length for a union that ends in divorce is 8 years.
Oh.
8 years?
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That is very alarming. 8 years.
8 years. So people will get married, 3 years they be like, "Oh, this is not
working."
but let me
just.
yeah. 5 years. Oh, I'm about to leave. then they come down a little bit, but they cannot even go over 8 years. Then they divorce.
Oh my gosh.
But Qatar is us. Qatar is I can't even find it. But that's the number one country where people don't stay together.
Oh my
They
goodness.
don't. It is Islam nation.
An Islamic nation.
That's why I was so surprised. Okay, in Qatar, on the other hand, the divorce rate is 69.5%.
What?
With marriage lasting less than 5 years on average.
Less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years. I thought Islam is at least better.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Me too.
But an Islamic nation, even worse than the US.
Yeah. I was so surprised.
They need Jesus.
Less than 5 years.
Wow.
Then they're gonna come over here and tell you what you should do.
What you should do.
To not divorce early. To try to less than this 80 years. Then they're gonna tell you right here, discuss and the planning. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about a little bit about peace. This is kind. How long did you prepare this event?
I leave that for my wife.
No, you start.
That's the whole thing, bro. It's even.
It's elaborate.
Huh?
Yeah, we started planning this for a year. So the whole planning took a year, and we decided not to take a wedding planner. So she planned everything. She was the bride. She
Both
planned
of us.
Well, yeah, we both planned everything, but I knew just 5% about the marriage. She picked out the colors, the design, the outdoor venue. She picked out everything, but she would run it by me. Was like, babe, what do you think about this? I'm like, oh wow, that's nice. I didn't think about that. Okay, babe, what about this one? Oh, I think that's nice. I didn't think about that. So for a year, we were planning this.
There was too many people. How can we even find all those people? Everybody's busy trying to run
His family and my family, and then our
friends,
co-workers.
Co-workers, yeah. So I came to the United States. When I came to the States, I went to Iowa. That's where I went to school. Yeah, and she went to other states like New Mexico, went to Virginia, and then came here. So most of the people seated to the left, which includes some of the people. So that's the right. Yeah.
Those are my people.
Yeah, and these are my people on the left with the umbrellas.
Oh, you have that too?
What is it?
You have that too? Or your wife family gonna stay here?
Yeah. Okay. But because my wife's family side were a lot, like the chairs were a lot, we had other guests sit behind them. Yeah, but mostly it was her family, her friends. My family and friends came out of state, so most of them were from Iowa. Yeah, they drove.
You made it out of friends.
I made a lot of friends in Iowa.
How do you do that, bro?
I didn't make a lot of friends.
I can tell, bro. Even at work, everybody wanna talk to him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's.
But that's a good thing, bro. If everybody feel okay to talk to you, that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, but that also is, it can be a good and a bad thing. It's dependent on you and what you allow.
What do you do about it?
Exactly, and what you do about it. So you can be open, like I am open, and I have a lot of people talking about me, but I know who to talk to about what conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and who to just say hi to and then have shallow talk with. Like with you, I have a lot of deep conversations about like this stuff, but with other people, it's just like hi and talks about nothing. Yeah.
Wow.
Can you believe that's a doctor?
Huh?
That guy's a doctor.
Oh yeah?
He likes to party. Yeah, so this is the reception. The reception was also inspired by the color for the wedding. So the color for the wedding was black and white, and that inspired this reception to black and white. The whole theme was black and white.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh yes, it was a lot of fun.
So is that how he usually cut his hair?
Yeah.
Oh yes, he cuts everything and leaves the back of the head. Wow. I had never seen that, and then he dyes it too.
Oh yeah.
He dyes that part of the head.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had a fun game.
So what was this one?
Oh, so it's a game.
But that's not your shoes.
Oh, that is my shoe. We took our shoes off.
No, is that what you?
That's what I wore, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm I'm running right here, bro.
Hey, that's my shoe. I wanted to make sure I look different. My suit, my vest, my shoe, everything was different.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that was a kind of game or what?
It's a kind of game. So I hold one shoe, my shoe, and then her shoe. And she also holds my shoe and her shoe. And we sit facing away from each other. So the MC asks a question, like, who is more likely to drive safe? So if I think it's me, I raise my shoe.
So
if she thinks it's her, she raises her shoe. Yeah, we were trying to see if we know each other like we're supposed to. Yeah. It's a fun little game. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you see that there was points we were arguing. Yeah, so this was the mother-son dance. My actual mom is in Ghana. She gave her blessings to the people that raised me in Iowa to stand in for her. So
that was cool. People travel from
Iowa,
over come over here for that. Yeah.
Right.
Those are the people who understand the value of marriage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
what about this guy, bro?
Oh, that's my college roommate, Tristan. He was the funniest.
I listened to him. Yeah,
he was talking about the baby oil stuff. Yeah, he was so funny. He made it lively. That was my college roommate.
Oh, yeah?
He taught me a lot when I came to the States.
Yeah.
He'll take me out when he's going to hunt, and I saw how they hunt, how they sit in the tree waiting for the deer, all those stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and this part, my legs were killing me. Yeah.
Wow.
All in all, it was to God be the glory.
Yeah.
So what do you tell people who don't want to, who still afraid? You know, be like, I cannot do this in this country. At least if I was maybe Kenya. What would you tell?
If you are afraid of getting married, then I think you're not ready for marriage. You should not be afraid. If you think you're ready for marriage, the ceremony, the reception, those are not marriage. Those are inviting people to you to have a party, to celebrate and to witness it. Marriage is what you do with your partner, the blessing and then the aftermath of all this glam. That is marriage. So if you're thinking about the ceremony, if that's the reason, thinking about having a certain amount of money, because that is what I hear a lot of guys saying, that I'm not ready, it's America, it's expensive. Of course, there's risk to everything, and high risk, high reward, right? So you get married in America, everything is certain. You get married in Africa, everything is certain. You're still gonna get married. I don't think money should be a factor. If you two are together, happy, I believe you should solidify it. You should get married. You get favor from God. Many people, I would say, are happy having marriage of convenience, which is having a girl or a guy live with them, not getting married, and then living like married people, just to avoid costs, just to avoid responsibility and everything. I believe if you're with somebody and they are not ready to commit to you, or they're not ready to be responsible, they're not ready for you. A person that loves you would accept commitment. I love my wife. I don't have I don't ride around in a Bentley. I don't have a mansion, right? But I knew that I wanted to commit to her. I knew that we had something we could build together, and that is what drove us to get married. So don't think about money. Money is secondary. Everything is secondary. Is the person you're with somebody you want to build with? If the person you're with is somebody you want to move on in life with, sit down, strategize. Okay, wedding can accommodate 100 people. It can accommodate 50. It can accommodate just friends. We've had people who've had destination weddings. We've had people who've also had weddings in their living room. They are all. It's the blessing that counts. It's not about having something lavish. What we witnessed in our wedding planning is that the wedding have now become like competition. We now have cakes coming from the ceiling, couples coming from underground, like all these lavish and expensive stuff that pushes wedding costs to like 100,000, 200,000. Don't look at those. Don't look at those. If you wear your loved one the ring, vow before God. That is what it matters. That is all that matters. If you can't afford a wedding cake, so what? If you can't afford a big venue, so what? You don't have to compete with anybody. You don't have to be in a competition, period. You just have to move forward with the person you love.
That's true.
Have someone bless it, and then who knows? Your anniversary might be bigger.
Right.
That. Yeah.
That's true. I wish this can be played in Congress,
Right.
maybe in Senate, or in where every American can see that and can hear that and can at least process that. Why? Because the reason why Republicans are pushing ban to abortion is because people don't get married.
Right.
Because people don't get married, we don't have a baby. We don't have how you say that. The population is declining.
Right.
So we don't grow. The population doesn't grow.
It's not
because
growing.
people don't get married.
Right.
So they're trying to push that. So even if you don't get married, but you happen to get pregnant, you have
Keep
to
the baby.
keep the baby. If we have like if the rate was good, people get married, they was not going to push that. It's because we need people. Democrats decided to bring immigrants to be able to complete those,
Yeah.
But I wish every American can feel that way. Marriage doesn't have to be that much costly.
No.
If you love somebody, that's all. The rest you're gonna build together. I'm telling you, myself, my wife, the time I started to date my wife, I had nothing. I wasn't even sure if I would have a visa to come to US.
Wow.
But my thing was, hey, if God wanted me to keep going, He also planned something that we need in the journey. So that's 100%. Marriage is God's plan. Once you get married and you have a good reason to get married, you will be blessed.
Right.
That's what I can say to anyone who feel like, hey, I cannot do this. Just do that.
Exactly.
Because if your parent decided to get married and give birth to you, what do you do then to your parent?
Right.
Do you think they were so stupid to do that?
No.
I think that was a way to say thank you for what you did, then I will do it too.
Yeah.
Right.
When your parents see a baby, that's the number one joy
Oh
they will
my
get.
goodness. Yeah.
To see a baby from a son or from a daughter.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing you can do for your parent. They don't care about the money,
No.
whatever you do for them. They care about how you feel about continue to support the family,
the lineage.
the journey. Don't be like, hey, thank you for doing that. I'm done. I cannot do this. I'll be alone. That's selfishness.
That is, yes.
So that's how I feel, and I wish everybody can see
feel that way, yes.
But everything has time. I think US will wake up at some time. Maybe
And yeah, you made a very good point. But also another thing I think about is that every part of the world, right? I think that the part of the world you find yourself in also influences if you're going to get married or not. Because if you realize, we from Africa, say third world, very religious countries, we value marriage a lot. We're very religious. We tend to follow things that go with religion, like marriage being an institution. We see the value of marriage. So if you look at third world countries that are religious, you realize that even if you're a boyfriend, girlfriend with somebody, you feel reluctant to show your parents, to let people know. But there's pride in getting married. If a woman is going to get married, they're really prideful about it. They want to get married. They want that to be a blessing to their parents, and also it shows that they have value. Now, if you come to first world countries that normally are less conservative, very liberal, everybody has the right to do everything that they want, marriage is an afterthought because they see it as, if I have a place to stay, if I have a job, something to do, well, why do I have to marry if I can get a girlfriend to sit beside me? After all, I have my Bentley, I have my where to lay my head, I have security. Why do I have to? And I believe in these countries, I think their realization that marriage is a spiritual institution, marriage is a godly institution, has left. They don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
They don't think about it that way. They look at it because I had friends who I asked if they were going to get married, and the first thing most of them say is, what if I get divorced? I lose half of my stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why do you have to think about divorce when talking about marriage?
Why you see that first place?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Is it your plan to get divorced? It means already they're looking at risk to reward. They're looking at what if this doesn't work? The responsibility overwhelms them. It's like, why do I have to be responsible, But we should see it as a prideful thing. It has to be something that we value. We have to have a shift in the way we think, regardless of where we find ourselves. I think America in the 70s, 80s, where marriage, like they valued marriage, I think that should come back with feminism now, with things like I don't need a man, like I can do whatever I want, and all that stuff. I think that has slowly crept in society and has declined marriage. So I don't see it as just monetary thing. I also see it as the fact that ideologies have crept in society and has declined marriage. So if you're listening to me, to this podcast, ADTOPCASTE, we want to encourage you. Like, marriage is a good thing. It is a good thing. Once you enter into it, you realize how fulfilling it is. You feel different, So let's get married. Let's not just live with our partners. Let's not be comfortable having this marriage of convenience where your partner live with you. You just give birth. You go about. It's only in America that I found a 40-year-old guy say, "Oh yeah, I'm living with my girlfriend." Like, you can't say that in my country.
In Africa.
Like, are you serious? A 40-year-old, you're talking about girlfriend? They will shame you. Like, you're 40, and it's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, you're my girlfriend." Oh, that's my girlfriend of 20 years. Your girlfriend of 20 years?
You feel like, what? What
did you just say? Girlfriend of 20 years?
I mean, sometimes I don't blame them. I blame the females also.
In what way?
Because if you've made your pride like high, I don't think these guys will be able to.
Yeah, and that is where ideology comes in. So you see, like in America, in UK, in like first world countries, right? That they don't have to worry about food, shelter, and stuff like that. I mean, not the masses, right? They think that's where like feminism creeps in. Feminism says, I mean the third wave feminism, they say you don't need a man. You can do everything on your own. You can climb the corporate ladder. You can be the...
If you can do that, then you don't need a man. Like you said. So
yeah, that's what they say. And that is why they end up single.
So it's better you stay single than to be with a guy and then, do everything for the person. Like the things that we do in marriage, you do those things for the guy. How do you expect a guy to marry you? No,
but that's wrong though. You know that, right? That's wrong. I think women should really think about getting married rather than thinking about climbing corporate ladders and stuff like that. That is how come you get 40-year-old women who've achieved everything in life, but then start to feel lonely because they don't have a kid. Because they don't have a
lot of women at 60 years old, they start to feel like, I made a bad decision. They say it.
Yes.
Because they feel it. They try to call everybody, nobody's going to take the
exactly.
They know they don't, we don't need you now,
Yeah.
And they say,
yeah.
They say, I wish
I knew. There's this actress called Vivica A. Fox. She dated the rapper 50 Cent in the early 20s. And I guess after they broke up, a lot of men showed interest in her, and she declined everybody. She said she was focused on her dreams, whatever. Now she's 60 and she's ready for a man now and nobody wants her, you know? So it's good to be educated, to climb the social ladder and everything, but don't do that at the expense of your marriage. Don't neglect like a man or marriage to just achieve. And after you achieve, you're 45. After you achieve, you're 50. And then you're like, oh, I didn't have a kid. I now want a man to marry me. No, you're 50. You would not have somebody to marry you, you know? Yeah. So I think ideologies are also a part of it.
Yeah, I can't find it, but I was gonna show you the woman that was saying, I wish I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
If I can find it.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of women now, like, they get into their 40s, their 50s, and they're like, oh man, I wish I could find somebody to, you know, and.
Can you hear that?
Make us feel like maybe you're never going to find anybody better than the person that you're with or the person that you last dated, and settle for somebody that isn't right for us. So what I want to know is, how did you not settle and at the age of 60 decide to find the person of your dreams without giving up
At
who
60?
you were and who you are?
Can you
You have to
imagine?
ask yourself this
That's
question. Am I worthy of happiness? Am I worthy to attract the right person to me? Because you don't really attract who you want. You attract who you are.
Do you hear that?
And the greatest work that you do is on the inside of yourself. So I sat with myself. I call it me moments. I sat with myself and I wrote a 20-year vision plan for my life. What I wanted to do, what I wanted to accomplish, and who I wanted to attract. And everything came to pass in that 20 years except my spouse. And I rolled it over to the next 20 years because I realized that happiness that I wanted and the success and the prosperity that I wanted wasn't going to come from another person. It was going to come from me. And I wanted someone to be a traveling companion, someone that had the capacity for me, and not just for, I'm not going to beat myself down. I always ask myself, what are you going to do in the next minute, the next hour, the next day? All of that is clean. So every day you can rewrite the narrative of your life, every single day. So when you wake up in the morning, it's either going to be rear view mirror, which is so small, so restricted. You put lids and limits on yourself with the rear view mirror. But then if you look at the front, you see this road that lies ahead of you. And you just have to program your GPS. Where you are and knowing where you are cannot get you anywhere. But knowing where you want to be, that
age so you can grow together. And that's why for me that was so helpful in my conversations with Eric, recognizing that if we do not talk about this, if we do not get to the bottom, if we do not clean the foundation for our empire to be built on, then we won't be able to build that empire because it's going to collapse like a courthouse.
Oh, dude, you're talking about momentum, right? And I think that that's so damn powerful, because if you're butting heads and you don't address it, that momentum
See the title right
is
here?
going to
Yeah. 7 life lessons women learn too late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the 60s.
Wow.
So that's the thing.
I really
Yeah,
love.
but you have to put God in your life in order to be able to know, you know. America, like you say, America shifted very away from God.
Yes.
But yeah, you're not gonna be happy because you are single or you are alone. You're just gonna be happy because you know what to give you know what you want and what you want to be in your life.
Right.
And you know the difference between happiness and just faking.
Exactly.
That people just faking.
They fake it. They
Yeah.
fake it.
So
And there was one thing the first woman said that was very powerful. And if we are all going to take that and hold it, it will change a lot of things and a lot of relationship dynamic. She said she wrote everything she wanted to have in 20 years. She achieved everything except her spouse. The reason being that she realized happiness is not going to come from somebody, but it's going to come from within, from herself.
That's so important.
That's so important. What we realize is that people fall into relationships upon relationships and have kids and then have unfulfillment because they want to find happiness in the person that they are inviting into their lives. And then they realize there's no fulfillment in that, and they realize that they've wasted a lot of years having kids, wasting their time and stuff like that. And that will push you to the wrong kind of guys. That will push you to the wrong kind of females, because you think, oh man, this person is this, and that, and will make me happy. This person is this, and that, and will make me happy, without realizing that you have to work on yourself first. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure you have clear goals for yourself first. You have to make sure you are self-sufficient first, so that you invite somebody into your life and don't live in their world. You have your world, and you're adding to theirs. They have their world, they're happy, and they're adding to yours.
Each other.
You complete each other. Mm-hmm. You complete each other. You don't live in them, but you complete him, and he completes you. So we have to realize that nobody is capable of making you happy but yourself. And the only thing that you get from you being happy, your partner being happy, is fulfillment. You become very fulfilled. You realize that, wow, this is amazing. Everything you thought of, you get twice of it, and stuff like that. Also, she had mentioned that in life, you can live life by looking at the rear view or at the front. And she said the rear view is small and you have less control. That is true, because whatever you've been through in life, whether it hurt, whether it was fun, whether it was this or that, it's in the past. You have less control of it. It's already done.
Yeah.
What you can control is what's ahead of you.
What's coming.
It's what's coming. So if there's a guy that broke your heart, if there's a girl that broke your heart, it's in the past. You can't go and undo it. If that is influencing your decision in getting other guys and saying, oh, this guy did this to me, so I'm doing this too, you might end up not getting married. So whatever has happened in the past is in the past. You learn lessons from it, and then you move on with the lessons you've learned. But you don't carry that whole baggage with you and say, oh yeah, the other guy was talking to people at 2 a.m. in the morning, so I'm going to seize this guy's phone. I'm going to make sure they don't go out. I'm going to do this, do that. You go with a clear mind, you go with lessons, and then you sit down and plan with the future. Plan the future with your current spouse, and who knows, that's a person that might lead you to like a 40-year relationship, a 40-year marriage, a 50-year marriage, or stuff like that. Yeah, you just leave the past and then you move on.
That's true. So I wish we can. I hope you come back soon.
Absolutely.
This can go for 3 hours, but
we're short on time.
Yeah, we gotta kind, Yeah. But I was so excited. I wish next time we can talk about other stuff too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it's like to talk about, I like news, I like politics, but but my channel is about social and finance. So I talk almost about anything. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna talk about social, you're gonna talk about politics, because social and politics they
intertwine.
And politics is already in our life. So you found yourself into it, no matter what,
Yeah.
So I do talk about it, but I love to talk about money. So I don't have that much money, but I love to talk about money. I love to talk about, not because I love money, not because I like money, but I like freedom. I like to see my kids being happy because they have what they want.
Right.
I like to sit down and plan what I will do next year, next month, based on how much money I have. Mm-hmm. But if you have nothing, you're not gonna plan anything. So money is so good, it's so important. You just have to know what you do with it. So I like to talk about it too. So next time, I invite you to come over with that as well.
The knowledge, okay.
Because we're gonna make that,
We're gonna make money. We're gonna make money. Yeah, we're gonna make that. Absolutely, 1,000%.
Yeah, our freedom of course, depend on God, but our freedom also depend on our finance.
Absolutely.
If you want your voice to go too far, you have to have some cash.
Yes.
If you know, all that. So, yeah,
Those who
I
run the
invite
world.
you next time. We can maybe mix
Yeah.
and talk about it. Because
Absolutely.
we have to, you know, in our culture, I don't know about you, in West, in East Africa, the culture is money is not good. Don't talk about money. don't put money, like, don't see money and be like, oh, I need the money. No, money is evil. That's what they say.
No.
So we grow up kind poor or kind depend on our brothers or something, because we really didn't get a chance to learn about money and how you have to work to make money. Because when you have money, you go to a good school, you send your child to a good school,
Right.
you help your family, your sister. Everybody is gonna get to what they want because there is that financial
Freedom.
capability. If you don't have that, then everybody, you know, something is gonna happen.
Exactly.
So I came to realize that was not a good idea. You have to teach to your kids about money.
Mm-hmm.
You have to teach to your family, to your whoever, about how to make money, how to invest, how to do other stuff. You want to buy Bitcoin, you have to know how to buy Bitcoin.
Right.
You have to know how to run and to use those apps, and you know.
Yes.
Everybody have smartphone right now. Why
Exactly.
not buying some crypto right now? You know.
Right.
That's what I tell my friend from back home.
Yeah.
What phone do you use? You have internet? Yeah. We making calls on WhatsApp, right? So why don't you try to, you know, make some money with that phone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we need to.
Yeah.
We need to. So I was so excited to have you.
Oh, thank you.
That is very important. You know, we need our family, our friend, our generation to understand that being selfish, it's not okay. And that's what I tell people who say they don't want to get married. That's selfishness. If you want to see all you have for yourself, and you forget that your parents did all they could to put you where you are right now, you should try to do the same.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
So that was cool. I love it. Maybe even next time we will be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully my wife will be here too. She was going to be here, but you know, things happen.
I actually want to put some on the table if you'll be open to talk about it next time. That even though we are advocating for marriage, not all marriage is also good marriage, because I have examples. And I think when we come here, we can talk about that too. Because there are some marriages, and especially there's the news going around about the trophy wife, the lady who calls herself the trophy wife, and what she teaches and stuff like that. And that is very, very poisonous too.
I saw a video on your channel. That was what? The trophy wife.
Oh yeah. So it's a lady who
She married a monster, something like that. I saw that.
she so this lady put on her channel that she married a monster, and it went super viral everywhere. And the whole premise of the video was that the lady's channel was about being a trophy wife. And
So what is that? If you can say that to the people who don't know.
yeah, so to the audience, a trophy, as you know, a trophy you put in a cabinet to show people your achievement, right? That's a trophy. A trophy wife is somebody who dresses nice, dresses good, just to follow you as your wife.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. The slave queen. So it's like you do everything they want for them. They don't put any effort in the marriage. They just want to look pretty. And with this lady, she had kids, met this man, and because this man is rich, and they're always looking for rich people. They're always looking for people who are rich. Because this guy was rich, the guy took her for a first date, was like, can I come and live with you, my kids? And he was like, you can only live with me when we get married.
That's this woman here, right?
Yeah, that's her. And you see everybody
Let's say a little bit, just a few seconds, what she said.
Because it's literally my worst nightmare. It's my worst nightmare. I myself am a product of RAPE. That's how I came to be. and was also, abused as a child
Yeah.
by a neighbor's husband. And I specifically prayed to God that my children would never, ever, ever.
So can I
have to go through
speak
this.
about this a little bit? Yeah, the reason she made this video, this is the viral video. The reason she made this video was because she realized, or she said her husband she found out that through bathing her kid, that her husband was molesting her child. And that there was blood and everything from her kid. And this is the man that was doing everything for her and her children, gave her everything. So she went into the marriage thinking, oh, I'm going to be she deleted all her videos. She deleted everything. Yeah, so that's the only video left. And she deleted the video because when she posted this video, people were sympathizing with her. And then they went to look at her old videos and started looking at the advice she was giving, that if you're a woman, you have to go for somebody who would spoil you. You have to go for a rich person. And sometimes she'll be doing makeup, her kid will be crying, but she'll be like, I don't want a kid, and stuff like that. So they began questioning her, like, are you sure you take good care of your kids, or you're just after rich man? And yeah, she marries for the wrong reason. She believes in the thing called hypergamy. Hypergamy is marrying somebody with high social status so they can spoil you, so they can rather than knowing who you're marrying, rather than marrying for God, rather than a godly marriage, you're just marrying rich people. Yeah, she left a rich person, married a richer person, and moved in with their kids. One date, not knowing the person was a predator. The person gave her all she wanted, Bentleys and everything, and was molesting the 2-year-old child and stuff like that. And now she was crying.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is viral. I reacted to it. I really didn't know much of the story before I did. But after that, I went back and realized that what she was preaching hypergamy. And I was like, oh no, you don't do that. You're poisoning the kids. Already, they don't want to get married. And you're telling them to go for older men that are rich, So you're destroying society with that mindset. And she had a lot of following. She had people comment, like following her and stuff like that. And now if you're not a guy with a lot of money, they don't want you because of stuff that she preaches. Yeah. And now it's going back to bite her in the butt because that was wrong. Now you found yourself marrying a predator who's now molesting your kids,
Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So not all marriage is good marriage, guys. Marry for the right reasons. Don't follow hypergamy,
That's true.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And for you guys who was listening, we are so happy to I'll be happy to share your channels to my
thank you.
so everybody can watch it.
We appreciate you a lot.
Please go ahead and subscribe to my friend's channel. We're gonna do stuff together,
Absolutely.
And we have to really
We have a lot of things to do together. More things.
Especially we have to teach our people, The reason why I started this myself is I knew where I was, where I came from, who I was. People need information. So that's the main reason we do this. We need people to get information they don't have. People need to know what's going on around the world. Like your channel say.
Around the world with Stephen. Yeah.
So people need to know. If you have information, you will know what to do at the right time. If you don't have information, you never know what's going on.
Absolutely.
Everybody will go this way and you go this way. So information.
Information.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.